Hi,
Hi.
I'm Max, knitwear designer, co-owner of Les Garçons, and I went to the dentist today, so
Hi, I'm Vincent, yarn dyer, other co-owner of Les Garçons, and I'm no, I'm 1 year older than on the last podcast episode vlog. Yes.
and 1 inch shorter.
No, look, same height. I
Okay,
mean,
yeah, so
well,
they,
that's why people think
what is in height?
you're short.
So,
So, well, we're drinking.
yes,
What are we drinking? Yes,
you made it.
it's straight dry martini with a gin that our friend Jean-Phi from Atelier Cliché, gave me on my birthday. It's a gin. It's a local gin. It's fat washed, which is a process to give it some flavor, and it has hints of lemon, pistachio, and olive. So
And you love pistachio.
yes, so making it the ideal gin for
Yep,
a
and it's
martini.
gonna be your first time tasting it, so
Yes.
cheers.
Cheers.
I hope you had a good
3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. I think
Yes.
we're so used to taking long breaks in between that now
Yes.
but we did knit a lot, so we're gonna have things to talk about. Um, One thing that happened that could have been really, how can I say, not
Oh,
sad, but
yes.
like something that I could have been pissed about. You might have seen it on social media, but one of my design got copied.
Yes.
When you start, when you
Well,
say
not
it like that, it's
not
not,
the design got let's
well,
say hijacked, because it's not another designer
no, no,
doing the
no,
same design.
no, it's
Yes.
not like,
Yeah.
it's not someone doing something without the intent of copying. This was a straight up copy.
Yes.
So I'll just, and don't be like, oh no, it ended up being funny, so it's fine.
Yes.
So this is my original design that I did 2021, I think. So when Brooklyn
Yeah,
Tweed
maybe.
released their Tones collection, like 6 months after, I made this one. So this is the Gold Star sweater. It's made in Brooklyn Tweed tones. The top one was the under that. Oh,
No,
no,
the
over and under, undertone, overtone.
yes.
So this is undertone,
No,
overtone.
that's the overtone natural and undertone natural, because the dark is undertone, right?
I
Yes.
think, yeah.
Let's
And
hope
in the
so.
middle, there's another color. It was really like inspired a bit by Charlie Brown, but like make it modern. So I released this a long time ago. It's hand knit. I knitted myself. Other people have knitted it too. But a fellow designer sent me a link to a shady website that sells replica of it.
Yeah.
And
It's not Timu, just
no, no, no.
people, a
It's
lot of people said.
yeah. And I didn't link the website because I didn't want to
Yes.
encourage them. But it was so I thought I was gonna get this sweater, but made cheap.
Yes.
That's what
Or
I got. But
like a woolen sweater or
yeah, like a
something.
copy. But so yeah, after seeing it, what I've decided to do instead of like I said being pissed and everything, I just add it to cart and then ship. So it was like $35. So with the price, no chances that like I think a
No.
skein is $35, so there's no chance it's gonna look good. So this is what we got. So, so it's a sweatshirt.
It's identical. Look in the center. It's
Yeah,
identical.
and like so what they did, they actually you could see my photos on the website. It's not even there, so you would think you were ordering this one.
Yeah.
They've actually just take the photo and print it on the sweater. It's so
Yeah.
cute.
And so yeah, it's like a sweatshirt fabric, but
Yeah.
it's like 100% polyester, probably because there's no label, right?
Yeah.
There's only a label saying that it's a large.
Is it?
Well,
Is
is
it?
it? Well, yeah, it kind of
Maybe it's
fit
L
like
for
a large,
larva. Like I don't know if it's a
but
fabric.
it feels like plastic. Like it feels like cheap polyester, not even the good
So,
polyester.
you know those microfibers you use to wash the counter? that when they're brand new, they stick to your finger. That's what I feel like this does. So
Doesn't feel right.
no. And look at the beautiful shoulders.
Yeah, so go on Instagram.
There's
I
a
wore it
yeah.
on Instagram, and it looks even worse than,
Then
yeah. Like when worn, it looks like so bad. That shoulder is
yeah.
just awful. So, but we had lots of fun.
It was really funny too.
Yeah.
Because I recorded myself opening it up, and then you were there, Tanya was there too, and we were like, oh, oh, it's
Oh.
worse than, yeah. So this happened. It actually turned out to be a fun moment. I really don't think they're gonna sell any. If it was like a website, like a Canadian website, or even one from the States, I could reach out and say like, listen, this is not fair. You should, or like sue them or something. But this is, such a crap thing that
Yeah.
I don't think people will ever even buy it. So. And when I started my career as a illustrator, I was always publishing my illustration online so I could get feedback and see what works and what doesn't. And a lot of time my style got copied, so I was sort of used to it. It's part of the game of if you want to publish thing online, you have to some things will end up on a t-shirt even though you don't expect it to be. It's part of it, so it's totally fine.
Yeah.
No harms have
So,
been really done. So
is
do
the thing still valid?
no,
No.
coupon. But so yeah, so that was a gold star sweater. Though, so do stick to knitting. You can knit yourself one, have someone knit it for you, but there's no
Yeah.
point in getting the cheap version of it. Or
No,
no,
because it looks nothing like it.
yeah. But it was a cute moment in our life, and it's sort of
Yes.
a what most of the people told me was like it's a nice way to not feel validated, but take it as a compliment that it was good enough to be copied. So I agree with it. Well,
I mean, yes. That copy, though.
no, not the copy.
So as I mentioned in the opening, it was my birthday. Yay! So I'm now 31,
Mhm.
as the board said for quite a while. No, I got 41. Not so 2 weekends ago,
No, 3
basically.
years and 2 weeks.
No, 41 was 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, okay.
And I have a new obsession.
Oh, yes.
So, I talked about the air fryer, and then I talked about the Ninja Creamy.
And I talked has that we haven't moved yet, so
Yeah.
these are big machine in the kitchen. Well, one more have been added to the
I
machine
don't know
test.
why I got this obsession.
It's
Uh,
fun.
but
It's like a new toy for an adult.
yes, but I wanted a juicer. So I got one for my birthday. Yay! So I told Max, so this is what I want, and I sent him like 2 models of juicers. He had already bought me something that I could have worn, I guess, but no, it's earrings.
Yes,
No, other side.
because you lost
Yeah,
one of the original one that you like, so I got you.
yeah.
That
So
was
I
expensive,
had
but
like very simple gold uh, hoops,
mhm.
but really small, like small hoops, that I loved. They were very cheap, like they were not real gold. But I loved the color and shape and everything. But then I lost one, and though I bought a replacement, and they weren't the same material, and they got all that green stuff, like very very gross. Because it's cheap, and I reacted to it, I guess. But now I have new ones. Anyway,
And they're really cute,
that's
and they
not it.
have a little line in between. In the...
Yes, but that's not important. I love
No, it
them.
is.
Thank you. They're really beautiful. But what's important is I also got a juicer from my mom. Yay! But let's say the funny story. And if my mom is watching, then um, yeah. So my stepdad was getting surgery. So my mom was kind of busy during my birthday, so she didn't give any news about gifts or anything. So I was like, it's fine. Like, so on this Saturday, of my birthday. Well, no, my birthday was on the Sunday. No, on the Saturday.
We had friends over on Saturday.
So on the
On Friday, no, on Saturday. Yeah.
yeah, so friends on Friday, on Saturday, the day before my birthday, like on Amazon, and I bought a juicer for myself. But then my mom bought one also. So I returned mine and I kept my mom's because it was the same one. So
So like, did they literally like 12 hours after he bought it? His mom wrote to me saying, I got the juicer because she was busy taking care of
yeah,
her husband. Like, not, you're just 41. It's
I
fine.
know, I
Like,
know.
the
And
big
I
birthday
mean,
was
I
last
was not
year.
complaining that she
I
didn't
know.
get me any gift. I was just like, I haven't heard anything about a juicer. I'm gonna buy it because I want it.
So suddenly we had two juicer
Yes, but
and we had zero before.
but who's getting fresh juice every morning almost?
On Saturday, I agree. The orange juice is nice.
Yes.
It's really nice. I love the juice that you made because when we go to Valmont, which is our little, not a corner store, but
It's a small independent-ish
grocers.
grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always take like sort of smoothie that has apple, blueberry, and mer-
Blackberry.
blackberry. So you actually remade the same ones. I'm like, ooh, that's amazing. But then he started to do those freaking vegetable juice, adding
I got
garlic
I
and stuff. Like, no.
This is the what one clove for like 2 liters. It's not.
So you were telling us that me and Tadia were working downstairs, and then you talk about like, oh, that juice and everything. I go back home and I see the picture. The juice has divided into four different layers.
But then you shake it and it's back
Four
together.
brownish, purple, like,
No,
oh, maybe,
so
but
that juice is.
four layers. I know two. Grease and not grease, but this was just, ugh.
So that juice is very good. I had some with lunch today while you were gone at the dentist. Um, it's still very good. You just shake it and then it comes back together and it tastes very, very good. Um, so that's it. That's my new obsession. I'm gonna stop thinking about it 'cause someone's getting mad. Yeah, and I want to make maybe tonight
But I sort
some
of wish we had like a
apple.
garden so you could actually reuse all the
Yes.
leftover pulp or just
Well, I
as,
mean, what are we like? Yes, the pulp.
because it would be just perfect.
Yeah. If I peel everything and do correct, I could reuse the pulp in like a cake and stuff like
Mm.
that. But then I figured I would do that with the oranges. But then all of the membranes are in there, like in kind of big chunks. I would have to pick them out of the pulp,
Mm.
or maybe the apple if we core it. But then what's fun is you can just throw the entire apple with the peel and the core and everything, and then you get juice.
And you make
So,
like a soft little noise of nah, and then you get some juice. But
well,
in all
someone's not getting juice anymore.
in all
Let me tell
seriousness,
you
it's
that.
the orange juice on a Saturday morning is
What was it was apple and pomegranate. No,
uh
orange and pomegranate on Sunday.
it was afternoon. It's at or was it?
No, it was in the morning.
Okay, no, so that was that one was really good too.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're
Add
not
some
you're
cinnamon to the
no. Ah, Ew.
with apple.
Well, it's gonna be like the Beetlejuice
Oh
Fanta.
no, don't drink that.
Yeah. No. Well, it's probably gone now,
Yeah,
but there was a Beetlejuice Fanta special thing. It tasted like
it's
apple
supposed to be
pie.
green apple, but no, just stick
Yeah,
to normal Fanta, the
it
orange
tasted
one,
like apple pie, but with cinnamon and caramel. Yeah. Ugh.
and the bubbly version.
Yeah.
Sure, no,
So that was it. No more juice for you.
no, I
Um,
want more juice.
you might have noticed that we're a little bit closer this week because no, well, not close like that. Just stop. I just wanted to show you the second month of the Mysterious Garden colorway. Last episode, they were just
Shipping on the
shipping, yeah,
same well,
same day
earlier
or
that week.
yeah. So we didn't want to show it because people might not have gotten it. So we're gonna show it now.
So this is our 3-month subscription of sock set, inspired by a theme, which is Mysterious Garden. You get it wrapped up every week, not every week, every month, and you don't know what you're gonna get. You know,
Yeah.
it's a sock set, but you can do whatever you want with it.
This one is Harriet the Hare. A little hare, not a. We say bunny rabbit, but it's not a rabbit. It's the hare. So, comes all package. It's like a gift from me to me.
Yeah, and this one is why we went with this color palette. I really wanted that colorway to be dyed
Yes.
like a real good mustard. Like,
Yeah.
in French, Vincent would say moutarde baseball, so baseball mustard, like a bit like that.
Yeah, yellow mustard.
Yellow mustard.
is what it's called. So yeah, so you have a yellow mustard, you have a little like beige, very pale beige mini. I have a little stitch marker that's a little flower
So that's the little
character.
hair.
Oh, I don't.
And then you would have the little enamel pin that goes with it.
Yeah. So that was the second month. Third month is
It has been dyed.
has been dyed. It's all finished. It's shipping next week. So
It's pretty too.
it's that third month I think is the best month so far of all the clubs of all the months.
I love that. I would make a shawl with the 3 months. The 3 months of that club. They would go so nicely together.
Well, that's what they're all ways.
I know they were
go
designed
all
like that, but
nicely.
I would frame the other colorway coming in with this one. That would be
Yes.
quite cool.
Or the other one.
Yeah. Sorry, we speak in
Yeah.
code.
Well, the other one
And
is
mystery
like
code.
was kind of like a brown, dark brown. Yeah. So next one is the hedgehog. He's called Hugh, I think. Yeah, the one was it was Maurice the mole, Harriet the hare, and then Hugh the hedgehog. Coming soon. And anyone who got international, so outside of Canada or the US, will also get theirs all at the same time.
And after that, we're gonna finish the holiday boxes. They will ship at the end of the month.
Yes.
And then we're gonna take a little break of a couple of months before starting back the Mysterious Club. So it might be back in January or February, depending. But we're gonna finish all the clubs of this year so far. So
Yeah.
do check the newsletter or Instagram to see if it's something you want to be interested in the future. We'll announce it there once we're ready to do so.
I think, yeah, it's either gonna be. Didn't we last year do it in December and then shipped in January? I don't remember. We should check.
I don't remember. Well, we'll have to find a theme, which we don't have yet.
Oh,
I have
but
an
we
idea
have
of
like,
colors that I have to check with you, but
we have a long list of themes
yeah,
that we can go back to.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So that was it for the hand dyeing part of the month, or
but it's not done with yarn because we've been working again on big project. I think this is what is cool is we are always finding new ways of keeping ourselves interested into bringing new stuff. And we've been lucky enough to work with a yarn consultant that connect us directly with a mill depending on the project we need. And we had this yarn idea for such a long time, doing a marled yarn with our colorways. And it's here.
It's here.
We made it work with our line of British DK. So it's exactly the same spec as the other one. So it is 70, is it 70? Yeah.
Yeah, 70% blue face Leicester and 30% Mason wool. Uh, Same twist, same lead,
Yardage. Yeah.
yardage. It's the same yarn, except that it's marled.
And it's somehow softer. I don't know if
Well,
it's just because it's brand new, so I feel like, ooh, touching it all the way, but I feel it's even more
no,
soft.
that's the new mill.
That's a new mill? Okay.
Yeah, that's the new. That's a new mill.
Because
I
I
think it's
was
finished
differently.
differently, and because this one, we'll have to see when we hand dyed their yarn as
Mhm.
well. But because we don't subject the yarn to
Intense heat.
dyeing, yeah, intensive ourselves, like um, this his dyed. Obviously, we don't have the machines to spin, to
Yeah.
dye and spin our own yarn.
Yeah.
That's coming after I bought a few more kitchen
After you bought the
appliances.
farm.
Yeah. No. So yeah, maybe that's why it's softer, but
Because usually I was saying that
it's really soft. Like
this
it's
could be a nice introduction to rustic, but like it's not rustic. Like because rustic would
yeah.
assume to be like more crunchy, but it has still the with the BFL qualities of it, but it feels even more. Yeah, that's from the sheep.
It's,
Yeah,
yeah. So, but the Falkland DK also from that mill is also softer than even
that's
after it's
true.
dyed.
Yeah,
So I think it's the mill.
it might also
Very
depend
good
from
mill.
the sheep at the moment, because if they're stressed or no, I don't know.
So
We'll show you some colorways. So you have in your hand,
so this is one strand of Moira and one strand of natural.
and then we went on the other end where it's one strand of Shawl and one strand of Moira.
Yeah.
What palette do you want to go after? Your choice.
The greens, the dark green, the khaki green.
Yeah, I'll start with the
So
pale one.
okay.
Oh, right in the same. So this is Max's Khaki with natural. It is my complete obsession with this one.
Yes.
I want to make a whole sweater, and I thought it was gonna be more interested in all the tone on tone, but I would this one obsess. Max and Mara. Mara.
Oh no.
This would
Like
give
this
you an amazing Max and Mara camo effect.
Yeah.
Without any.
And the good thing with these marled, as opposed to holding two strands of different color, is that it kind of gives like a more uniform marling than the other one where you can get like one strand kind of always on top of the other, or you have like the stitch depending on how the
Yeah,
stitch
because
is
when you
made.
knit them with two, they're gonna be like this way,
Yeah,
and now they're this way, so they sort of like.
yeah. So I mean, you can still marl this with other stuff. Oh, we should try marling this with a non-marl. See what it
And
does.
I want to try it with demo hair on
Yes.
top of it to see what it does. There's so yeah, like me and Tanya, Loriane, I've all started a project with the yarn because
Yeah.
there's so many, and we're just getting excited because just seeing it knitted is so fun.
Yeah, so we have like the dark grays, and then we have the dark, well, the khaki green. Then we move to,
Loriane and Jonathan, again, Loriane is our shop manager, studio manager.
Yeah.
And this is one of her colorway, and she's working on a Stockholm sweater by Petite Knit in this one, and it added such an interest to a stockinette garment that would otherwise be not boring, but in a
well,
classic, but it keep you interested while you're knitting, because sometimes you feel like, oh, that's so much stockinette to knit to, but when you see the fabric, it's such a.
yeah,
Do that make sense? I'm not sure, but
it
it's
gives
fun.
it a little bit of depth
Yes,
to it, the fabric.
some jazz.
Some-
Then we have this one.
This is the one I'm knitting.
Yeah.
It's Chris and Jonathan, so one strand of each. Chris is our dark green, and Jonathan is like this greenish gray or
Yeah,
grayish green. I'm redoing. I'm gonna. Well, I'm basically not showing anything,
that, yeah.
but that's the one I'm using. And then let's go to the
The blue?
yeah
Or the, yeah. So this is one that was an unexpected one. It is Ellie, and it's Edith.
yeah
It is extremely tonal, more than we were expecting,
yeah
but it looks so cool at the same time. So it's something we're gonna need to have it knit up to see exactly how it behaves,
yeah.
but it's gonna add just some lights to the
So
stitches.
I don't know if I can bring it as close as I can, but so you know that trick where you want to see contrast between if there's contrast between two yarns and you photograph them, put them the filter black and white, and then if they're the same color in black and white, then there's no contrast basically between those two yards. That's not a foolproof thing because every black and white filter is different. That being said, this is what we didn't do for that and what happened because next to each other, the two skeins, they look different enough, but together you don't. It looks very
It's like it had a glaze of a
yeah.
different blue instead of being marled.
But so yeah, we didn't bring the two colors to
No,
show, but so this one wasn't expected. We'll see. But already someone came into the shop and was like, "That's so cool," and they got this one to make something. So yeah,
then we made this is
Carmen and Gerald.
Carmen and Joel. Again, tonal, two shades of purple. Um, Carmen is one of the purple we use a lot. It sort of act like a neutral, like
Yeah, it's the Carmen is the darker
darker,
purple of
yeah,
those. Yeah.
and it goes well with like yellows, blues, grays. So we really want to make a model version of it. And then we'll go into the white, in the white, pink. So this is natural and gel. And the photo, right now it looks more white than it is in real. Yeah, that's better. It's like a rosy pink, dusty
Yeah.
pink.
Well, it's called Jill's Dusty Rose.
Yeah.
So that's Jill and natural.
And this is what everyone has been obsessed with, including
Yes.
us. This is Vincent
Oh.
and Jill. And it's two different colors, so brown and pink, but they're, oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So Tanya's making a Serinordum tank top with this one, and she's been obsessed with it too. So we're gonna see it. She's
Yeah.
gonna
So
wear it.
Vincent is like a whiskey
Hmm.
brown orange
It was
color.
like that's the color
Eyebrow.
we developed for the single malt sweater.
Yeah.
I had an idea in mind that I wanted something representing whiskey, like barrel and everything, and you worked out the warm brown.
And then the other one, as we said, is Jill. Jill's Dusty Rose. And yeah.
Tanya made fun of us the other time when we did a live saying that we were saying that every colorway is our favorite.
Yes.
But again, another favorite. I think it's hard, but I think it's my favorite one.
I
I'm not
don't.
sure. But this is Max and Edith. And like
No.
this, if you do the thing where you put the black and white filter on it, you wouldn't see any difference because they are two different colors of the same dark hue.
Yeah.
I've knit with it. I'll show you later something. It looks so cool.
Yes.
Now, so many options. Yeah, everything is exciting when we develop a new thing.
Yeah. And it's been a while. So
Yeah,
I looked back then because I archive everything because I'm that person. Um, and the first email I sent regarding a project to the yarn consultant was June 2023. Then we did a test spin of another method for the Marled yarn that
it was lovely. It just didn't fit with our current.
yeah And it was
Right.
also a lot more labor intensive in terms of the mill and stuff. So the price was higher, um, and we didn't have the flexibility that we have with this one.
Yep.
Um, so we went back and then we created this.
And if you've seen a couple months ago, we said we visited a mill. That's
Yes,
the mill we
that was the
visited.
mill.
Yep. So we've been able to see the process, and it was
Yes.
a test spin while we were there, or the natural, or
The natural was
it was the
yarn to
natural.
dye.
Yeah, because
It
we were
was the
talking.
British reply to dye.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, so it's the same yarn, but if the fingering version, and we also hand dye it. Um, so they're all gonna match. Basically, you can like um, mix and match the marled, the
Falklands, the
solid
British.
colorway,
Yeah.
the Falkland colorways, and yeah. And then the shipment was held up in customs for
Mm.
the entire duration of our Swedish, Estonian, and Finnish vacation, which was very, very stressful for me because, yeah,
So many boxes.
so many boxes, so much money in all of the boxes that
Mm.
you don't want that to go back to sender. Like I knew it was not lost, but I didn't want it to be sent back to sender, right? Um, and yeah, it was basically held up. We came back. We actually left, and the yarn was in Canada. And for the entire time, nothing was happening. We were in Sweden,
Mm.
nothing was happening. I didn't want the yarn to come while no
We
one
were
was at the
away. Yeah.
shop.
We did
On
not
and
have
then
Tanya receive like 75 boxes of.
yes,
So
then we came back, still not done. About to leave for Rhinebeck the weekend after. We also didn't want Loriane, who was staying for the shop, to have to bring. You said 75. It was like
I love to
26.
exaggerate.
Yes. Um, a total of 40 boxes. We received some before. Anyway,
75.
75 boxes.
Good.
Uh, we didn't want Loriane to have to carry them all down because we don't have a loading dock, right? We're just a shop. There's no loading dock. The loading dock is the sidewalk. So, um, very stressful. And it came
Before, yeah, the
before.
four of us.
Well, I mean, 2 days before we left for Rhinebeck, received an email saying that it was ready to be shipped. They tell me, oh, we gave it to a third party. Gave me a name of third party. Not the right name. I tried finding out when they would ship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this one, not patient on the phone.
Well, I mean,
I understand, but I yeah.
no, I was patient with those people because the not the courier company people, but the third party people that actually weren't the third party people because they didn't know because they it was not them. I was patient with them because I was like,
Okay.
well, I don't know.
You were stressed. They made you stressed.
Anyway, so we have lots of yarn,
Yes. 75 boxes of yarn.
75 boxes. And we're gonna show you. Well, today we have
Yeah.
projects, and then in the coming weeks, months, we have like lots of plans with the new yarn. So, and we have sent some to some local yarn stores as well. Um, let's see if I can remember all of them. There's Forever Yarn in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. There's Skein Yarn Shop in East Greenwich, Rhode Island.
Pick up every stitch.
Pick Up and Restitch in Mount Kisco, New York. There's My Sister Knits in Fort something, Colorado. And that's about it.
I think there was a fifth one. But I forgot the name too.
Well,
Yarn Bird. No.
no. Oh, I forgot. email her.
She emailed, but
It's gonna be in the comment section. I have the list. If you receive the newsletter talking about the yarn, it's there. If it's handwork, Salt Lake City. So if you're close to there and you want to see it and touch it, absolutely go there. They have some, and yeah, we're very, very proud.
pretty proud.
Proud papas.
Proud papas of yarn. Papas.
Daddy.
Okay, I'll show you something. So this shawl just came out. It is the Fisherman shawl. It's actually version 500 of a design of mine.
75.
75. So, again, I don't know if you remembered, I've worked on a project, this shawl project, a couple of months ago. It's using one of the new colorway that Spin Cycle launched at Flock in Seattle,
Yes.
and I paired it with Opus Evergreen, I think.
Yes.
It is lace work, so it's see-through.
Well, it's easy lace work.
Oh yeah,
It's not a crazy lace chart.
it uses
stitches.
only yarn overs and knit two together, so it is quite easy, and you're able to, while looking at it, know exactly where it's supposed to be. So the whole time I was making it, I was like, the shape is weird, but it's gonna block out. It's gonna block out. It never does.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So I ended up
didn't.
like a triangle shape, but like not a flattering one. So it was long in the front, but not like large enough.
Yeah.
Okay, I styled it really badly, but yeah.
On top of another
Yeah.
one.
So I decided to go back on the drawing board and find a different shaping of it. And while I didn't want to remake it exactly with the same colors because I just spent like 3 weeks on it, and I, don't want to make the same thing. I will now. Oh, yeah.
I suffered.
I made so many swatches. Because the thing is, you can make it with anything you want, okay? I wanted the perfect pairing. And spin cycles are always different. And I was always trying to match it with what I had. And I knew I was going to need about 3 skein. But I don't always have 3 skein of spin cycle. So I had to make it work with the ideas that I have, plus the yarn I wanted to pair it with. So,
Plus,
so many reasons.
you started with one, and then at some point you reached a color and you were like, oh no, that color doesn't work.
Happy, go to bed. Next day, I'm gonna make something else. Then start
I
again.
suffered.
It took me a while. Yeah.
You
But
would.
and to give you an idea of there's so many opportunities for you to mix colors, I just wanted something that felt like it was me and everything. So what I've decided to do, I made this one instead, which has a way better shape. And I'm using Nocturne, so it is their gray base in the colorway Road to Nowhere. So this one has that's the wrong side. This one has a really
I
subtle.
don't think they're gonna know.
No, I do.
With
There's
that.
a port.
Yes, I know.
It has a really subtle brown fade or like
Well, it has some
yellowish,
green also. Like it's
a bit of green, but like some black too. I just love that skein a lot, and I've paired it with our fluff. What I loved about it was it's with the Pearl Soho.
yeah.
What I loved about it is using fluffy yarn in lace. It creates such an airy fabric. And I wanted to work with a simple lace pattern because I love what they look like, but they often feel too much delicate. And I wanted to see if I can make something with lace that felt less delicate, but more like a different stitch point. So it is just striped in lace. It's really fun, and there's like 2 slip stitches on the side of the border that creates like a nice line on it. It is, you increase for a long time on just one side. In the middle, you have a few rows that are even, and then you just start to decrease.
Yep.
This took me 3 skein of Nocturne, and then 2 skein of fluff. it the fluff goes a long way more than the spin cycle. But if you want to use like a regular skein, it would be two skein of sport and two skein of sport for the other colors.
Yeah.
The way I wear mine is I'm able to do two.
Yeah, it's almost 100 inches long.
Yeah,
So it's long enough to do, yeah, to
that's how I like to wear this one. And it's not even that hot. I wore it today to go to
250
the
centimeters.
dentist, and it was
Yeah. Dentist.
dentist. Check your teeth every year. At least go to a cleanup every 6 months. Yeah, so this is what it's like. Easy to follow. I think this would look really cool with like one really long fade from a spin cycle yarn. Would be amazing for any hand woven no, hand spun yarn.
Yes.
Yeah, many options.
Many options.
Yeah, and it's called a Fisherman shawl because it felt like it looked like knitting and
A net.
knitting a net
Yeah.
that you would get fish. So I'm the fish.
Oh, that's gonna
hard.
be in the
No.
yes.
Max doing stupid stuff.
Yes.
So someone had his birthday not so long ago,
Yes.
and we did so many things before that day that on your actual birthday, what you wanted to do was crank sock two and take naps. So,
Well, no.
yes, and eat
You
cakes. Eat the cake
eat the cake. You forbid me
to work.
to
That is
work.
true.
You
That is
said
true.
you cannot work on your birthday.
Yeah.
Which one, it was a Sunday, so that's good, right? And then two, yeah. So I
So
said
no two.
no two. I said that for my birthday I was gonna take back knitting on the knitting machine. On the circular sock knitting machine. But also, as another gift, well, I'm going to show the socks first. So I got the sock machine out.
It's a Les Garçons 19 something. It's a refurbished one from Quebec.
Yeah. It's a 40 Laguerre. Well,
Les Garçons.
Légaré in French. It was built here. It works very well. I've gotten good on it, and then I don't do it quite often enough to be like very, very proficient. So whenever I go back to it, I'm always like, this is my first sock ever. And I forget what I do, and But I saw on the Facebook page I'm on, Facebook group, like one of the last things I use Facebook for is that knitting circular sock knitting machine book group. And someone said knit 2 pairs a week for a year, which is like 48 pairs of socks. No, 104 pairs of socks. That's a lot of socks. But then you'll be good, right? So I'm gonna try and do like one every 2 weeks, maybe.
But you've started writing all your steps so that you will have your own personal
Yeah.
note of how you make them. So I think that's smart.
And personal pattern, and because even still, I find the leg is a little bit short, so So I did this pair of socks with some random yarn I had. And I'm still practicing with the short heel, like just a short row heel, just a simple thing.
Everything is made directly on the
Yeah,
circular
on the
needle.
machine. It's
Yeah.
not a tube, like you said. I did it all on the machine.
Yes. So it's not hand knit.
It's not hand knit. It's machine knitted, but handmade,
Hand cranked.
hand cranked. There's a little folded hem that I did the other ones a little bit longer, and I think I like it a little bit longer than this. Um, but yeah, folded hem, and then the leg that I think is too short for me. But now I have kind of a good gauge, like a good swatch, basically, because yeah,
You should start making them with the clubs now, because each time you're saying I'm going to practice, they
yeah.
all end up being worn all the time. So you might as well just say you practice, and they look like socks and function like socks. I didn't see them break or anything. They're really good.
Oh, no, I mean, yes, I wear them all the time.
Mm.
I wanted to learn my new heel before I started on the
Oh,
club
no, real. Okay.
colorways.
Okay.
But the next, I think this weekend, I'm gonna crank one, and I'm gonna try that new heel, um, which is basically it's called a Dutch heel. You can do it with hand knitting as well. It's a heel flap and gusset type of heel, but then instead of being, it's also called a square heel. So the back here is really square. It does like this, basically. The
Instead of being
decrease of
round.
is
Okay.
yeah, instead of being round and triangular, it's really square. The heel flap is the heel part is square. Anyway, so you can do that also on a machine, and it also gives you a little bit more space in the heel, which is what I need for my socks. So I want to learn that before I crank a bunch of socks that are not gonna fit me. They fit all right. They just yeah. So that's it. So that was my handmade machine knitted socks
On one day, and then
in
you
one
just
day.
seam
Yeah.
the.
The only thing left to do is the Kitchener stitch at the bottom of the foot. It's a longer Kitchener stitch than when you do it at the top of the heel, the toes. When you knit cuff down, you have to do Kitchener at the toes, where it would be like, I don't know, 16 stitches or 12 or 20, like depending on how many you're left. But when you do a machine knitted, the part that's left is the entire half of the stitches. So you have to do it on 36 stitches,
Yeah, why don't you
which is fine. It's like really easy.
like look on these socks? They've seam it in front with a different color, so
Oh
you
yeah.
could use that as a an
Yeah,
accent.
well, it when you knit your when you machine knit the sock, if you do the heel on the front needle, because you only do it on half the needles, and you can choose to do it on the back needles or the front needles. Um, if you do the toe on the same side, so if you do both on the front needles, for example, then your seam is going to be on the top. But
Okay,
if you do it
on the
on the opposite side, so if you do the heel on the front and then the toe on the back, um, then the seam is going to be in the bottom, at the bottom of the foot, which I like better because it kind of hides the tension issues with the Kitchener, though mine is pretty damn good.
see, you could put it
See,
in front.
could put it in the front and then make a little extra color.
Yeah.
So that's it. That was that. And because I don't have enough toys, I was also on
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Again, the
What?
apartment is the same size.
Yes. I mean, you can move out.
Hmm.
There's gonna be more.
Well, it's as heavy and as tall as me, what you got, so that could be your new boyfriend.
I mean, we'll see.
So
Uh,
he got a knitting machine too,
yes, a flatbed knitting machine.
like a bit, yeah.
I'm gonna take a sip because I'm thirsty. No, so
Drink some water.
I was I was on Facebook Marketplace and then I saw someone that was selling knitting machine, and I had been looking for flatbed knitting machines, not intensely, but I was doing research, and I knew kind of which one I wanted or which one was good and versatile and easy to find parts for. And then I saw that machine that was being sold on.
And we were discussing about it because we wanted to make like little swatches for the new yarn, and
Yeah,
instead of knitting it by hand, we thought that
yeah, machine knitting would
yeah,
be
but we ended
good.
up releasing it without the swatches, but
Well,
it
I
was what
mean,
it was supposed to be. We'll still make it, but
yes. So, I saw that. The price was pretty good for if, even if it had been only the machine, the price was good. But then I got there, and the person that was selling it had so many accessories, so many extra spare parts, because one thing that machine knitting enthusiasts apparently do is buy older machine, like the same actual parts and accessories, just so that if the main one breaks, they have extra parts in the other one. I guess you can do that with cars
yeah,
too.
that's what I think that's what the straights does do. What a straight man does is just buy cars.
With their cars, like many cars
Yeah,
to replace
you get
parts.
to fix it. That's
Uh,
what I heard.
that's what you heard.
Yeah.
So there's so much stuff. Punch cards to make patterns, stranded colorwork patterns. There's many
There's
carriers.
like 12
There's
bucks.
so
It's
much stuff.
crazy. It's
She printed all of the manuals. Like,
a lot of
thank
care
you,
and
thank you,
attention.
thank you to
Yeah,
that
it's
person.
crazy.
Her name is Lucy. Lucy. She's not too far from here. I like as soon as I saw it, I'm like, I can buy it now.
Renting a car,
Renting a car.
driving down.
I'm coming. So I got it. So look forward to
Learn how to.
learn how to, and then like my plan was to, because I like to buy yarn, sweater quantities of yarn from other makers or companies, but I don't have time to knit it, and so that would be my way of you buy a sweater quantity and then you
Yeah, because
basically
then,
machine knit a
yeah,
sweater.
because now
And
we can knit actual knit for the store with stuff from the store
yeah,
and crank or
yeah, machine
crunk,
knit.
crunk, stuff with yarn we bring as souvenir from somewhere and
Yeah.
have, because after that it's just seaming sides, I guess. And I actually
I
ended up
actually have the
liking finishing.
accessories to link pieces together.
Oh,
So
and do you do just
I don't know.
okay. Okay.
I don't know. I think you put it on the, because so the machine, we're gonna have the one
Oh, you
like
put
this
each
and
side
then
on two
one
and
like this, and then you put like the
oh,
each part on this, and then you go like you do this with the accessory, and then it's gonna like basically do a Kitchener, I think, or a 3D null bind off kind
okay.
of.
Well, my TikTok now is full of that lady who does a Afghan blanket on a circular thing where she just like do with like a pencil. So she wrap everything, and then it's like a you could have a round one that you just crank like a sock machine, but
Okay.
there's one in the shape of like a eight, but it's flat. So she makes long blanket out of it. I'm sort of
Okay.
tempted to, but I don't know if I just want to do this the whole night. Like how I don't do.
Please don't.
And it makes sounds, but it's like those ASMR things I'm always watching her
Yes.
do it. I was tempted, but now I'm no longer tempted.
Mhm.
Thank you, Vincent. Yeah, so
So that's it. That's my
knitting.
machine knitting business. Or
Um, so I have some knitting. I started a project with a Marled. In my knitting bag, there was a gingham little what's the name of the hiding number? Tie top bag.
yep.
It had a fabric, and you know how there's one color, another one, and then in the middle it's woven. And I thought that this would look exactly like a woven fabric if I use it in the middle. Sorry, this way.
Yep.
So that's what I did. So these are the three colors I've used. So it's natural, max khaki,
Gonna
and max
do it
khaki
this way,
natural.
so khaki here, max khaki. So all of the Marl colorways are named with the colorways
The
that are
first
in
name,
it.
yeah.
So it's max X natural, and then natural.
So I've been able to mimic the effect of weaving. If you don't want to use, for example, our yarn, you could do it in fingering and holding two strands like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
But this makes such a cool fabric. It's a folded brim. I started from the bottom, did a lot of ribbing because ribbing needs to happen.
Yeah. How many inches of ribbing? Oh,
5.
oh, times two.
No. Mm, no,
It's
that's
more than 5.
6.
Six,
9.
6, 7, not 10.
I did the amount written in the pattern,
Yeah.
which I and then you do like the chart for a long time, not so long time here. And then there's a part of the chart for all the decreases, and it makes a nice point. And for once,
Yes.
it looks good on me. I think I
But
did.
that's because you've made like the small
Yeah, also.
child size.
But look at the effect it has. I'm so pleased with
Yeah.
it.
So that's one of the things we discovered with that Marled yarn is that you can use it in gingham, basically, to
Yeah.
create instead of like there's another way of doing gingham with where you would do one colorway between
To mimic a second
yeah
color.
to mimic a
And
second color. So you would do like one color and then one colorway here, color work here, and then but now we just use Marled in between. So
and it is easy pattern to do. Can show the floats. Like it's really neat. This fold here is because I blocked it
yeah,
flat.
tip of the day.
Tip of the day to make sure that I have like my.
You block it with the
Yeah.
fold in the block.
So this will be a Les Garçons pattern because it is our yarn. It will be released in December. I'm not sure exactly when, but it will be out in December. I've already knitted a second version of it because it was so much fun.
Did you bring it?
No one.
Oh,
I'm gonna keep some surprises.
yes.
And I'm planning on making a third one already with the other, because I think that these two will be in the shop as shop samples, and the other one I'm gonna wear. And like this one, I'm sorry, but don't expect to see it in the store.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna wear it all the time. I've already.
You have to make another one.
No, you're just gonna have to look at the photo and be, oh, that's
Oh,
oh.
there's so one of my many other projects after I'm fully done with the um, Christmas pattern, the mystery box pattern, is gonna be another Les Garçons pattern, a gingham sweater with our Marled yarn.
Yeah,
Um,
because the
yes.
motif is, I think it was 4 and 2.
Yeah.
So it's just easy to do.
But
I've
you know, we'll have to talk about something.
yeah, we can.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was so mindless. You just have to look at the chart here a bit at first to understand where you make the decreases, but then you understand the amount and
Yeah.
yeah,
Very nice.
so soft.
Very
So that's
nice.
what I did.
That's yours. Why did I? Oh, I was like, why did I do that?
Because you did knit a lot of
I did that. I'm not gonna. It's gonna miss my hair. So we had the Arbor Lodge on sale. It's still on sale.
yeah, it's 40% off.
30% off. Because Brooklyn Tweet had it on sale for their customer appreciation month, and we decided to follow suit. So
We appreciate you.
yes,
Feel appreciated.
and we didn't have any patterns knitted in that as a shop sample, so I wanted to knit something with that. And we also didn't have any patterns with Quarry, which is the woolen spun equivalent of Arbor Lodge. They're both chunky weight. So this one is 125 yards per, I guess, 100 grams.
Yeah, it's not
It doesn't
50.
say, but it just says 125 yards. and this one is 200 yards, but they're both chunky weight. So I wanted something very easy to do. So I did, well, easy slash mindless with those
You
two
were
yarns.
craving brioche. Let's
Yeah.
be honest.
So
That's-
I did, I'm going to put it on. There we go.
This
Yes.
was like what, a weekend? You watched like 3 episodes of 24 and then you were done?
It was very fast. Like three knitting sessions basically. And it's a really like I wanted to follow a pattern, but I ended up not following it. I just casted on a certain number of stitches and then knit brioche until the end,
Mm.
and then cast it off, bound off. Um,
Do you remember how many stitches you ended up?
I think 64.
So 64 with how many the needle size?
Needles were 8
Believe
eight,
me, 8 millimeters.
yeah, that's it. 8 mm, 8
Yeah.
8 mil.
So 64 stitches, 8 millimeters, tooth
Yeah.
gain, one Christmas gift
Yes.
in 3 days.
That's
Or
like
so, like.
very fast. So basically, I'm gonna. So we are looking in the shop to start doing classes. I don't think we're gonna have like many long, over many weeks classes like introduction to knitting or stuff like that. But we're gonna have like come learn two color brioche. And I think this would be like the perfect project for it, or even just like a bandeau. Well, it's a bit too big, but just no, it's hard to.
No, but they do in fashion for the ladies. That muff.
Oh, hand muffs,
That muff.
brioche hand muffs.
Yeah.
No, but either a cowl or if you want to do like a smaller project to learn brioche, um, headband is the word I was looking for. Um, yeah, and then basically brioche is really easy to learn. The harder part,
Is
the
fixing.
hardest part is fixing your mistakes.
Unless you have a Vincent.
Unless
Then you just.
well, that's it. Well, you can come
Yeah, and you'll.
to the shop, and I'm gonna give a class on how to fix your brioche mistake. Well, we're gonna learn how to do it first, and then maybe learn how to fix the mistakes as well. And then that would be a good project for it, because it's really straight. The stitches are big, so it's easy to understand the anatomy of
And
the
see it,
brioche stitch.
yeah.
So that was a shop sample and then a class
Test.
development test. Yeah. So come if you if you want to do it, one skein of quarry, one skein of discounted arbor lodge, and 8 mm the needles, and I think I used the 24 inches needles I used, but I think 16 might be better, but I used 24 and it was fine after a few rows.
Okay.
So, yeah, because here was a little bit tight, but that's it. That was my project. Last episode, I previewed the Marled because it was not out already. Showing you the Whisper sweater that I was knitting with it. But it didn't turn up well because I'm trying to rewrite it at the same time and fix some improve some of the
way we wrote it.
The way we wrote it and the way we placed the short rows, for example. But then it didn't work what I did. So now it's all small. I'm back to just basically the collar ribbing. And that's it. That's all I have to show. This is gonna be the Whisper sweater, which was done with Shibui yarn that is unfortunately not available anymore, so we're rewriting the pattern. Um,
To make it work with our yarn.
yeah, and then it's a good way of using the marled as well with stripe. So I'm using, trying to put it where I can see this one. This is Chris X Jonathan, and this is Chris's Spine Green on the British DK, and this is on the Marled British DK.
So the Whisper sweater is a raglan sweater with big block as stripes,
Yeah.
and it was named the Whisper because we used two different bays from Shibui. Both were green, and on the second one there was a black net around it.
Yeah.
So the stripe just looked like a whisper of a color difference between them. So the marled gave the same effect since
Yeah.
there's Chris in this one and then this one. So it's gonna have more. You will see more difference in this one, but the concept is still the same. So I thought, you thought, we both thought
Yeah.
that it was. I'm like, I'm not the one who had the idea. That it worked perfectly for that sweater.
Yeah. So that's in the process. As soon as I'm done with the other one, I'm going to start with that. And I'm probably going to work on the Gingham one at the same time. And I have lots of crochet to do.
Yeah, it's one of the first time I've seen you that excited about so many projects.
Yes, but then there's too many of them.
Yes.
We just got that we're probably going to show. Well, it's going to go in the newsletter first. But we got a Tuft reorder recently. So all of your favorite kits are going to be back online. But we also got new kits, new animals, and
Ho ho ho.
oh ho ho. We also got some Christmas characters that I want to knit to crochet.
Good luck knitting crochet.
I'm mixing up knitting and crochet.
Have you
What?
guys watched season 3 of The Lincoln Lawyer? In
Oh.
episode 3 or 2, the new driver is live streaming some crocheting, and then the Lincoln Lawyer walk into the car and is like, "Oh, you're knitting," and the guy is like, "No, no, no, I'm crocheting."
It's different.
It's different than what they usually do, where they just make weird shape
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, that's knitting." No, 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 it were really.
Yeah, and he was
I felt seen.
explaining the what
I don't
the scarf he
crochet, but-
was doing, and it made sense when often it doesn't.
Yeah.
All that to say that I have
if-
little tough characters.
But if by any chance you're the screenwriter who managed to put this into the TV show, thank you. Okay? Thank you.
Anywho,
Anywho,
what are you working
yeah.
on, Max?
I'm in my big Gingham
Gingham.
era.
So I was looking at the French thing, and it's Vichy.
Like the face thing?
Yeah, like the company. Yeah, like the
Vichy.
Vichy.
Isn't that a nice word, Vichy?
It's a place, I
It's
guess.
like a Vicky pooped.
No.
Vichy.
Anyway, it's a place in France.
Vichy?
Yeah.
Ah. Are you
That's where the company
If
is.
you're from Vichy, let us know. Okay.
Oh, we're ready today.
So after doing the hat, I'm like loving the pattern so much. I want to make all the things, and then you claim the sweater. So I'm like, what else can I do? Scarf. And then I'm like, well, if I do a scarf in color work, I either have to do it in the round, or
Yeah.
stick it, or whatever. And then I thought maybe I could do like an oversized gingham fabric and do intarsia instead. I'm so happy. So this is Vincent's Highland Coup, Edith's Butler, and then
So,
Vincent's and
Vincent Highland Coup, Edith's Butler, and then here is the mix. So it's Edith X Vincent.
Yeah. And I've made like a lot. And this is a week of knitting. It is stockinette stitch. It's with a I-cord border. It is knitted in tarsia, so this is the front, and then you get to see the back. I steam it, and I've been really kind with Future Max because
Yes.
I've weaved my ends as I go. So I'm gonna be so happy when I'm done because yeah, there's some little hint that are
I mean,
coming out, but
no, you can really.
no. So
Like,
I've did it like that. So this is like almost a week. I've passed, I think here was my goal of the midpoint. My idea was to be able to, I'll just move this one, have it worn where you fold it in half. Oh, sorry, not this way. You folded it in half. I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough. I think so. And then you pass it through the middle.
yeah,
So that's what I'm gonna do. But I can show what it looks like so far with this. Sorry, we're close, and I'm not used to.
yeah. Well,
Okay, the colors are
yes.
so good. Yeah. I mean, it's even better than I expected. It is so simple yet so effective. It's an intarsia, so you have to divide your balls. I made 3 ball of the blue, 2 of the brown, and then 3 of the marled one. So you have a maximum of 5 different ball every repetition. So it is manageable, and I've sort of understood that you sort of have to knit, and then when you're in the pro side, you have to move your work one side and not the other, so it doesn't
Yes.
unravel. Took me a couple of tries because at some point, if it sort of gets stuck, you cut your yarn after a few rows. So I was just like, I'm gonna untangle it later. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, no stress. The effect, I'm so like, I'm really, really pleased. So that's what I have. Might be out before Christmas. I cannot wait to see like other,
Other colorways.
yeah,
Yeah. Because, yeah, basically it's one of the marled and then the two colors that make it up. So,
it's like an easy, all around, everyday, all those words. Done.
yes.
Because it's just knitting and purling, and I'm using your trick to have a neater edge between the
Well, it's not my trick, but
well, the
it's a
one you
trick.
told, yeah.
It's a trick I found.
So on the wrong side, when you're in between the connection between both, you will purl the first one like
Pearl, the new color,
through
the wrong way.
the wrong way, yeah.
You basically wrap the yarn the wrong way, um, and it creates less yarn. Because when you do, like, it's all about the anatomy of the stitch. When you do a knit stitch, the distance the yarn travels to go around the needle is less than when you do a purl stitch. So when you do a purl stitch, your stitches, that's why some people have bigger
More, yeah.
stitches or uneven. And then when you switch colors, it's really important. Like when you do that, you wrap it so the stitch has less yarn basically to expand. We'll put a link,
And
maybe in
then
this video or
on the
whenever in the pattern,
when you're on the
because
other side, you will see that the stitch has been twisted, so you just need it through back loop.
to
So
untwist
this
it.
one to untwist it, and which make it smaller, and the smaller will mean equal size to the other ones. That's a nice little trick to it. So there you go. I'm working on it. Everything should be done this week. I'm hoping that it's gonna take only 1 skein per colorways, but 2 for
The marl.
the marl because the marl is used throughout. But the other one I use every repetition instead. So
That would be nice.
that's the goal, but it's gonna depend if it looks nice on the. Yeah. There you go. So that's what we've been working on in the
Yeah.
past few weeks. All right, so I've talked a lot about the Fisherman Shawl. We've added kits online if you want to use something different than Spin Cycle if you don't have some at home or it's harder to get. We've curated some kits with our yarn. So I've made one that is similar to the kit, the knit that I've made, which would be on Sport, to Vincent, and then to Cold Rain. I'm gonna give you the. So that's kit
I'm
number
gonna
one.
get number one.
There's 8 kits, so you're gonna see a lot of colors.
Yes. And now I'm gonna be stuck with lots of
Yeah.
yarn. Okay.
Second kit is Ellie, no, Edith's with lavender tea. Lovely tonal one. My favorite one, I think Jill with a green looks so good. So this would be Jill and
We,
Officer.
people are laughing at us because we always pair Jill with a green, and
Well,
I mean it works.
it works.
So yeah, there we go.
Then I'll be again.
Why is it giving it to me? I don't know. 'Cause I'm throwing.
Put them on the floor. So this one is Max and Shadow.
A very also
Yeah.
max combo.
Then something very Estonian.
Yes.
Alex Wolfram, which is like a orangey
Brick red.
brick red with feather.
Very nice.
Then,
Are they all in order? Yes.
yes.
So what's 5?
Well, it's supposed to be.
Anyway, you can see on the website.
Yeah. Then I've made one with Gerald.
Yes.
Yeah, Gerald and Boreal. Another classic combo.
Yes. Green and purple.
So this one, out of my comfort zone. So Carmen might love it. Dancing Flamingo and Ellie's Childhood Home. They go together, but it's outside my comfort zone. So it's for the person one more pizzazz.
Don't do that.
No. And last one, like similar to the last one, but more muted, would be Chris's Spine Green with English Rose. I was gonna say
Yes.
lavender tea.
Very nice.
Oops. Hit one on the floor. Oops.
We started sending out newsletters that are pattern and kits related on the Tuesday, because our Friday newsletters, as much as we loved sending only one, they were getting quite long because we have so many new stuff all the time now. They were getting out of hand and very a chore to write every single Friday because it was so long. It took me forever. So we've divided all of the patterns and kits into one newsletter, and then all of the rest, new products, our little story about what we did this week, the week's projects and everything is still in the Friday.
Yeah, the Friday one will be this similar one, and on Tuesday it's just going to be like my patterns. We have a lot of people. We're so happy and lucky that designers are using our yarn. So it's
Yeah.
going to be a nice way for us to put the spotlight on them and not just being lost into sea
As
of
well.
content. Yep.
I wanted also, like, it was in my things to do with that newsletter to have like your photos if you knit something with our yarn, and then you send us a photo. We're gonna try and have like a little section on there. It also has a better discount codes for pattern launches.
True.
So if you're on the newsletter, you get a little bigger discount. And all of the new kits are also going to have a little introductory discounts. That's going to be also exclusively available on the newsletter.
So the Fisherman's card
Yeah.
is actually a good. There's a discount right now if you want to make it.
Yeah. I'm going to resend the newsletter before, because there's a way of because the newsletter with the discount codes is going to be sent before you see this. but I can resend it on Sunday to all of the new subscribers, so you get the discount codes
There's a link
as
to
well
subscribe to the newsletter directly in the box.
below. Can you put it there?
No,
There?
no,
Oh,
it's
there.
below.
Okay. Um, and then we have new products that we've shown in the newsletter, but I don't. Well, we haven't shown them here.
We showed it some on social media, but not
Yeah.
here. The last time we've got it before the podcast, but since we recorded for like 2 hours, I'm like, I'm gonna keep some stuff for the next one.
Yes. I didn't bring all the colorways, as contrary to Max, who brought all of the Fisherman's kits.
Do you want to see yarn? Do you want to see yarn?
Okay, stop. We got two, three. Well, two. It's three, but Isager yarns.
Yeah, different
Different bases. We still have all of the what we had, but we brought in two new things that we at first didn't have space for, but then we found space, and then we really wanted them because we had to make a choice when we first ordered. But now we found some space. Like I always find space for my kitchen appliances.
No, you don't. It's still on the counter.
So
Did you
well,
know?
because
Do you know
I
where you're
use
gonna
it
wear it? Put it?
because yes on the counter
haven't
because
checked
I
it.
use because I use it every day. So we got Isager tweed.
Yes.
Let's change the subject.
Mhm.
Which is a single ply
Tweed yarn.
tweed yarn made of 70% wool and 30% mohair. So this is one of the these have actual names. So this is one is oak. It's one of the few Isager collection.
Love the company, hates the number. 'Cause
Yeah, because they all.
it's hard to find. Because we
Well,
print the,
now we kind of get to.
Tanya's good at it, but when we print the shipping label, the order, it's just
Yeah.
black and white. So you just get the and like, what's 03? What's no, that's
So
a
that's
bag.
oak. So it's like a fingering weight yarn, and it has little specks like a tweed yarn, like you kind of see. Oak, and this one is granite. They're very kind of tonal with the speckles, but if I take this one, which we all fell in love
Yeah.
with, it's North Sea.
That's a cool name.
It has like I don't know if it shows on camera, but it has little orange and red speckles and yellows. So very nice. Again, adds nice depth to a project. Here I have. Oh, this one is a little plum that has like colored speckles as well. And here I have
Love this one.
bottle green. Again,
Love pink.
love pink. Has it's not pink, it's green. Has little red flecks as well as the green ones. And then the last one I have with me is mustard, which has blue and purple and orange. So like, I don't know.
So
don't know if
far,
you
we've
can see.
sold a lot of sweater quantities per colors, where I think people, and same as us, fall in love with it, where you would have, again, little texture added to it. I think this, like any of them, would look amazing mixed with Marled or mohair, like
Yes.
for a hat or something.
I think there's a pattern I want to do.
Which one?
I don't remember,
Okay.
but it's gonna become kits. But I think it's an Anne Vincent one.
Okay.
But she has uses tweed and it just looks so good. So
And when people,
so many things to knit.
someone came
So little time.
last week to do a Christmas jumper, and there was like a lot of colors in it, and she got a lot of Isager because they are 50 gram skein, which make them so much less expensive for a colorwork sweater that has many different colors. So I think
Yeah.
these ones are really amazing for that, or even just small project.
Did I see? Just
They're
gonna
easy
look
to
at
mix
the-
and match.
So each skein is $18 Canadian, so about $5 US, 2 pounds and 3 euros. I almost don't not exaggerating, But
And 12,000 kroner.
yeah.
Let's just put numbers.
So one of the new yarn, the Isager Tweed, and then I'm gonna continue because I have it here. I should have brought more color, but we also got Isager Soft, which was called Eco Soft because they only had the undyed colors. So, by the way, little trick, Isager, brown labels, undyed, black labels, dyed. Whew. So, soft is
Soft.
very soft. It's 56% alpaca and 44% organic cotton. And the cotton is actually a little tube, and the yarn, it's a blown yarn, so all of the alpaca fibers is in that little cotton tube. I have found a pattern for it also.
I want to make so many things with this one.
Yes. You know so last time I showed my little Inge sweater.
Mm.
That was part of the Isager archive and the little Isager archive collection that I made for my nephew. There's also the little Norma sweater. So the Norma sweater was also part of the Isager collection. I think it was knitted with either twinny or spinny with mohair. But the little version is made with soft and or soft fine, which is the same. I didn't bring any
Oh, so
because
there's
it
this
was
version,
we
but
could,
in smaller. Yeah,
yeah,
I thought they look smaller.
yeah, it's smaller skeins.
Oh.
It's basically this one is a worsted. They classify it as a worsted weight, and the other one is more of a sport weight. And yeah, so the same colors but a smaller gauge, and it's also very soft. So yeah, I want to make the little Norma sweater for my nephew again because it's gonna go so fast in worsted weight.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
For a bit, yeah,
For us, like
yeah,
a baby, well, not a baby, a toddler sweater.
yeah. 14 stitches for the arms. You're done.
Um, and yeah, so
If you want to make anything Scandinavian, come and look at our online shop because they always use something from Isager and they always mix and match or they will find an equivalent. So this
yeah,
is mostly why we got it. It's an amazing yarn. You could really custom it to your liking. Like I said, and you said, it is quite on the inexpensive side on the 50-gram skein, and we've just been
I know
having
that
a good response to it.
like the Bella blocking, I think
Yeah,
from,
it's in this one, I think,
but she also has a version where she holds like four strands.
for one of the color. Yeah,
It's very almost exaggerated.
it's experimental. That's
But
what I
then
like of.
you can really, she really like mix and matches colors. Like it's not all of the same. Like the four strands are not of the same colors.
Mm.
Um, they're like different colors, so it creates like its own color basically after that. Like, and that's I one of the first workshops that I did was with Emily. What was her name?
Oh,
The
from
yarn.
Ontario.
Yeah, Viola.
Viola Emily.
Yeah, well, that's the name of the company, but her name is
Emily Viola.
no. Anyway, I did a color exploration, whatever, color something um, workshop with her and other people, and it's basically that you just like create. It was based on creating your own color using many strands of different yarns, and then ended up, yeah. So
By the way, I should send you a photo of one of Anne Wenzel's Instagram posts because she put one of her wall that has many swatches for the Bella blocking, which is just color work, just like round on the top one color and then the other one the bottom one. Really easy, two colors. You could. She made like 50 swatches to find exactly the color she wanted. So I felt very seen about my Fisherman shawl after seeing this amount, and she ended up doing the black and white. So
yeah. Um, I should have brought the baby blue, but there's a baby blue
The
color.
orange is really cool with the
Yeah.
cream. Yeah.
There's also a baby blue color with that, and that's basically the sweater I'm gonna make. So main color is that brown, and then the color work is the baby blue in this.
And I can see in the future that our friend Jean-Philippe will probably make something with
Yeah.
that yarn. It's really,
If you want to do the turtle dove
that would be amazing.
by no, I think well, it was Espace Tricot. I think it still is an Espace Tricot pattern. Um, it uses Luft by Luft by Wool Folk Yarn.
Wait, yes.
Oui,
Oui.
oui.
Oh.
No,
No.
gracias.
Gracias. Okay, so I've seen a Mr. Bean where he's going to France and he's saying oui, no to two answers, and the French lady's like, "Oh, your French is really good," and he's like, "Gracias."
So that's
Yeah.
I've watched that clip like so many times because it's just he's so proud of himself, so sure of himself.
Yeah.
Like, gracias.
Yes.
So that's it. That's today's episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And click the notification bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
Notification bell.
And if you have any question or anything, you can write us an email. It's either going to be Vincent, me, or Tanya that's going to answer. If you need help picking color, searching for an idea for a good Christmas gift, we have plenty of kits in the shop.
Yes.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.